Hello, everybody. It's Wendy Sosana here, founder of Oracle, going live tonight with a very, very exciting guest who will be joining us very soon. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for watching this, to those who will be watching it a little bit later. And very soon I'll be joined by Toni Ghazi, who will be channeling the Praying Mantis Collective, and we will be talking about galactic creation with sound, light, and color. So it's a very exciting topic. I can't wait to welcome him and talk about this really, really cool and interesting subject that we're all a part of, right? So thank you for joining us. Hi, James. Hi, Karen. Welcome. Tony's going to join us just now, and we'll get going in just a minute. Just remember, for those watching, that you'll be able to ask questions. So I'm here watching all the questions come up. So please feel free to ask anything related to galactic creation, how the universe was created, how galaxies and universes are created, or anything that you might feel like you want to ask. So let's just see. I know that Tony is watching and he'll be joining us soon. Tony's one of our vetted channelers on Oracle, so you can have a private session with him. Hi Yola, hi Diana, hi Christine, so nice to see you guys. So Tony's one of our vetted channelers, and you can book a one-on-one private session with him and ask absolutely any question that you would like. He's just absolutely fantastic. Okay. Tony, I know you're there. Just a reminder to, there we go, request. And all right, let's do that. Do that again, please, Tony. Sorry about that. Okay, let me see. Tony, there we go. And he's going to be taking him on. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Christine. Hi, Marianne. Guys, welcome. Welcome, everyone. And here's Tony. Hi, Tony. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, love?
I'm really good. I'm really good. I hope the lighting's good. I've got some candles. We've got a power cut here, but I think it's good.
No, it looks fine. I hope mine looks good
You
because I'm doing it on my
always
phone.
look good. You always make me feel so good as well. I just have such wonderful energy. It's so good to be with you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's an exciting day. I've been feeling the energies from the people already. It's like coming in waves. So I'm like, oh my goodness, we'll see what's gonna come through.
Yeah, no, you guys feel lots of things. I work with a lot of channelers, and it's just so awesome how you feel so much. I'm not as much of an empath, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. And you are in Washington, right?
Yes, I'm in Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States. And I've been here for a while. I moved from Lebanon when I was 15 years old. And that was in 1995. So I've been here for a while. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So Tony, maybe to get going, why don't you tell us a little bit about your spiritual journey and how it is that you got into this weird thing we call channeling?
Yes, I mean, look, it's been an absolutely incredible journey. I actually like grew up Christian, and I had Christianity like in the background. And I wasn't super religious, but I had all those concepts of, love and of oneness on a very surface level. And then COVID came, which was, I don't know how many years, 40 years later, and my consciousness completely exploded to where I just began seeing these documentaries and these shows all about meditation, about consciousness, about UFOs, about channeling. No clue what that was. But I kept watching them and I would not switch the channel. Like I would watch season after season, and a lot of that stuff was so new, like to me, and I had no idea what they were talking about, but I wouldn't move the channel. So and I kept watching and watching, and I just felt called one day like to begin channeling. And I took a class and I knew immediately that I can do it. We all can do it, actually. I'm not any extra special than anybody else. We all can channel. And I just followed the calling and I trusted the messages that like comes through. And then I had one past life regression, like where I saw like the praying mantis head, and I knew then that these were my people. And I'm getting chills because I just felt the connection was so strong, and I had to just like run with it and trust my information. And like whether I have confirmation from clients, or not, you needed to trust your connection. And here I am. I'm making it a real journey. Yeah, so I do real estate in my real life, in my three-dimensional life, which I love, but seriously am going into this path, which eventually I may do like some real estate on the side, but really like spirituality is my calling. I feel fulfilled, I feel empowered, and I just want to share with people the messages that they bring through, which I don't talk like that. I don't think like that. Like it's so expansive. I learned so much like through the interaction and through the questions of like the audience. Yeah, so it's just going to be absolutely amazing. People are going to feel empowered, and you're going to feel the energy of them. And whether or not you understand, I'm like what's being told or said after this or like during it, you're gonna feel like the energy, and it will stay with you like for a while. It's a specific signature, like in a sense, frequency that you cannot escape, of joy, of love, of happiness, of expansion, of oneness, etc., etc.
I have felt it myself from you, and it is wonderful. So I am so excited. There is a lot of love in the Praying Mantis Collective that you channel, and it really shines through. And I mean, I feel it with you. Have you always been, you're a very loving human being. Have you always been like that, or has this been enhanced now that you channel these beings?
I've always been loving at a very surface, like small level, this small little dot of like pure love within me. But now I'm able to expand it, and they're helping me like feel more like infinite. And I'm getting chills again. Oh my, I don't know if you can see them. Like, look at my hair. And like that's their signal that yes, we're vibrating. So they've just helped me understand that love and all these expressions in our world, the best way that we can describe all these like emotions, they expand them to like such greater heights that you really like begin to realize the world you live in, the way you feel, the way you experience things is very minute in compared to everything, the universe, the expansion. It's just, I'm getting more chills. The hair is like totally standing up. So yeah, it was there on in a very small level. Now it's expanding and expanding. The more I continue this path, the more I hear the calling and help myself and help humanity and help all the consciousness across all the galaxies, the folds, parallel realities, and go and so on and so on.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Okay, well, it's very exciting. I want to say hi to those watching. We've got Denita, Marta, Mariam, Sherry. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Funda, who else? Gloria, Olivia, hi, welcome, guys. And Mike. Okay, this is very exciting, guys. Remember, for those watching, you can ask questions. In fact, please do ask questions. I have questions of my own, but I would love for you to ask questions. And today, Toni, we're going to focus, although we can ask, we will answer any questions, but we are going to focus a little bit on this idea of galactic creation, how the universe was creating or creating galaxies with light and sound, which I know is kind of a speciality, if I may say it that way, of the Praying Mantis Collective, is it not?
Yes, exactly. So of course, creation is everything, right? But like from their perspective, they're helping me see like their world and how they exist and how they kind of function from their lens. And of course, some other things that they showed me in like my mind, and I get images as we're this, and I get feelings, and I get these understandings on a consciousness level. The words sometimes is hard to describe like what I'm seeing, but I am going to do my best, or they're going to do my best, like through my vocabulary to kind of share like where they come from, how like they exist, how like they use color frequency, and then light and then sound in their existence, although it's so advanced that at times, but like they'll do their best to explain that, and they're really excited. They love when people ask questions because they want them to feel empowered, and they want them to get something out of it from their view and from their perspective. That is so important because there's infinite perspectives, and when you ask that question, they will resonate with your frequency and what you need to know at that time that's relevant as an answer for that question. So we really encourage dialogue. We really encourage questions. So like you can leave out of here like feeling that you got something from this beautiful experience only when I go into the channeling state. Because like once I'm awake, forget about it. Like I don't know what I said. I don't know what just happened. I have to re-listen to the recording to remember. But I gain and I learn a lot through this, through all these interactions, because I'm learning to, in like my conscious energy, as those questions are being asked, and the whole dialogue with that specific being, meaning the human that's asking those questions.
Mm-hmm. So you don't remember much or anything or a little bit, a little bit, a little bit.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Some people have said that sometimes it's kind of like waking up from a dream, that you remember a little bit and then sometimes you forget, like an hour or two later, you're like, oh, I forgot. Is that it?
Like 100%. I mean, it's almost like I feel like it's almost like I'm reaching it. I'm there, but I cannot reach. It's like you're in a dream where you're like, I'm grabbing it, but you're not grabbing it, but you know it was something. But then when I re-listen to it, it will all flood in. And then if I'm driving in the car, if I'm showering, all these memories come in, because in that moment I'm supposed to remember what was said, right?
Right.
I'm not supposed to remember everything like that said because I'm a vessel, like to bring that information through. So it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And like that's where the trust comes in, right? Because you have to trust and let go.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the trust is huge. Yeah. We will, as you know, because I know you and I have been talking about it, we will be doing some learning how to channel courses for people, which is very exciting, starting with opening up to our own intuition, our own higher self, and then hopefully for those that are interested, channeling other beings like you do. And one last question, how did your connection with these beings come about? Was it were you open to anybody? Did they just sort of come in? Was it something that you think, was it like a contract that you had before you came into this life? You know?
That's a good question. I mean, of course, we're all in kinds of contracts, but I feel no, I had no idea who was going to come through. I didn't know which being. Okay, I thought my higher self, in a sense, right? Because that's the closest to you, like that we know. But no, through the past life regression, I knew. But then I would see praying mantises everywhere that I go. When like normally I've never seen them in years. Like they would show up on the door, they would show up in the backyard, they would show up on lock boxes for real estate as I'm showing clients houses, literally on the lockbox where the key is. There's a
Wow.
massive praying mantis there. Like, I was on a 12th floor, and on the window of a 12th floor in the sky, there shouldn't be a bug up there. There was a praying mantis on the screen,
Wow.
literally in the unit that I was showing my clients. The like insane stuff, and I'm getting chills again, hair standing up. Um, and then you just cannot escape it, and there's like knowingness that that's where my connection is, and then the more that you let go, the more you just like seep into it and you be it. But through them, like they allowed me, in a sense, this portal like to connect to any beings. I can connect to your higher self. I can connect to, all the other like Andromedans or Pleiadians or like Syrians, and they gave me the glimpse of how these beings see like their life. So it's been a beautiful portal of just having connection with everything, with creation.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's super exciting. So I think we are ready. Just to remind everybody watching that please do post your questions. I am looking at your questions. I'd love to, pose your questions to the Praying Mantis Collective, and we are going to see Toni at the end. And of course, you can also book a session with Toni through Oracle to have a one-on-one. So, anything else, Toni, before you go into your channeling states?
No, this is it. So I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna go into a quick meditation for about 30 seconds. Um, they'll come through and then they'll deliver a small message and like they'll talk a little bit about what they want to talk about. I mean, look, the intention is to speak about the creation and the sense of color frequency, but like when they come in, they really step in and like they may not go deep like into that concept. They may begin to ask you to ask questions. I need to trust what they need to deliver in this exact moment. And this is where I completely let go. So it's going to be an amazing ride. I'll be completely asleep. You'll wake me up, of
Yeah.
course, when we're ready. I'll lose
Yeah,
track
and
of time.
maybe just before we're going to say that today's session might be a little bit longer than usual. Normally it's between 45 and an hour. We might go over an hour, might go to an hour and a half. We'll just see how the questions come in. I do want to answer everybody's questions. There's already some questions, so thank you so much. So we'll see how we go.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So,
And then like just one last comment. If or like when you ask a question, if like the beings were not clear about what's being asked, like they may dialogue with you. So like the person that asked the question on on your phone, just make sure to pay attention in case there's a follow-up or clarification for you to be able to type what you meant by that question. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Ready?
Yes.
And from the Antares galaxy, we come through in this way, through the color, vibration, sound, vibration, light frequencies to color your perspective of your reality, of existence itself, to help you, assist you in expanding beyond you have already expanded. We already feel grand energies in this audience today, and we thank you. And we would like to let you know that we are so grateful for your co creation, for your invite for us to be here, because without you, our divine beings that you are, we would not be here. We would not be creating this beautiful co creation of expanded reality to break your mind through the matrix that your society has imposed on you. Remember, you, as a divine soul, as part of God, as part of all that is, you are a facet of it. And you have chosen to come to this physical earth to be able to experience yourself from a different perspective. You are not separate from all that is. You are not separate from God. You are divine beings full of light, full of love, full of color, full of sound, full of everything creation has ever needed to offer for you. Through our perspective, we understand that you may be curious on where we come from. The channel connects with a specific species of the praying mantis collective that resides in the Antares galaxy of your universe. Universes, as there are more than one universe. There are parallel infinite universes. And through our perspective, we see the world, we see creation from a different view than you do. Your view is very lens focused. It is very specific on the three dimensionality of who you are as a being, on the crystallized version of your energies, the solidified version of who you are. That is what you chose as divine beings through your own contracts, through your own free will choice to see the world, life, existence from your perspective. And through your world comes limitation. Through the three-dimensional aspect of existence comes limitation. And through that, you are rediscovering your power, your infinite power to go back, in a sense, to be the energy that you are. But from our perspective, we are light energies that exist right here and right now in the now moment. There is no past, there is no future. There is only the now moment. And the now moment itself is the opening portal to everything. Everything you desire, everything we desire, with a speed of a thought. For example, from our world, we can create galaxies, literal galaxies, and we have formed many galaxies across the folds of the universes. So through our lens, we see creation from an infinite, expanded perspective of geometric structures of light, geometric structures of color, geometric structures of sound. And we say the word geometry specifically to help your three-dimensional mind understand something that is incapable of understanding. Because remember, your physical mind is in this physical dimension. It is limited already in its own perspective, in its own creation. Where we are, we have expanded through that physicality. We are energies flying across the universe, being here in this now moment and everywhere in the now moment. We can feel the now moment right here and right now, and we can feel the infinite now moments at the same time we are able to feel the right now. And through that expanded view of creation, we are able to co create realities with other species. We are able to assist humans all over the galaxies, other species that are not humans, into seeing the world beyond their own matrix that they have created. Essentially, we are light body energies. We have never existed as a physical being yet. We have always been light, but we've shown the channel, us as a praying mantis, to help your physical mind to understand our signature vibration and frequency. Through our lens of color, we are able to color the universe, whichever way that we choose. We are able to decipher and get answers from other species through their auras, through their energy bodies, through their atomic, subatomic energies that exist within them and surrounding their physical bodies, should they be physical or quasi physical. We have interacted with many species across the universes to learn from them, as with every interaction that we have with you or them, we learn as much as you learn from us. And through those interactions, Source itself gets fed that information and it learns more about itself. You are never separate from Source, although your three-dimensional reality has taught you that you are. And that is simply an illusion. And that illusion is vital and relevant in your reality to allow you the journey of rediscovering yourself as the divine, loving, beautiful light being filled with sound, filled with frequencies, filled with color, filled with light. And with that, we welcome you into our arms as you are our family as much as we are yours. And with our infinite heart, with our bright white light, we shower you, your lives, your ancestral lineages, your essence with that energy. And we welcome your dialogue when you are ready for both of our expansions, as today is going to be an expanded day for the rest of your life. You are going to leave us today with a brand new perspective of vision, of mission, and of essence. You are going to remember and feel the power, essence of who you are as a creator. And with that, you may proceed with your questions for clarifications.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being here with us. There are a number of questions. I'm just going to ask for some of you to make them a little bit clearer for me on some of them. But I'd like to ask one from Jeremy. He says, could you comment on what a time portal guardian is, please?
Indeed. As you know, time in the way that you understand it in this physical life needed to be a physical idea for your mind to be able to grasp it. Because in reality, once you are essence, once you are consciousness, you are energy floating in the ether of the now moment. And in that now moment, since there's only the now moment, there is no time. The only time there is now. A second later, the only time there is now. But a guardian of time is a being that has focused his attention, his theme, to help other species across the folds of the universes to be able to expand and understand the idea of the now moment from a linear time perspective. So, a timekeeper, in a sense, allows other beings to be able to go in and out of these now moments, bringing the perspective of the now moment, of the timelessness of time itself, for those beings to be able to expand. So, know, as a timekeeper, through that portal, you weave in and out of the fabric of reality to assist others in enlightening themselves, expanding their mind, becoming grander as souls, as spirit, as energies. That is a vital role in your creation, through your creation, by yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. Roger asks, what significance does the year 2012 have to the current time in our world?
It is ironic, isn't it, that the question also relates to time and the timelessness of the now moment. Now, remember, in your physical life, you needed to create time to be able to understand the expanded view of the now moment, which is timeless to begin with. The 2012 denoted a shift in energy, a portal of opening, expanded consciousness of humanity to be able to see time, to be able to see existence from a new facet of creation. It allowed you the opportunity to, in a sense, get unstuck from the idea of time and to enter the realm of timelessness to be able to create whatever your heart's desire, whatever the collective humanity has decided as a group of collection of humans. So that specific moment in time, 2012, is a portal of expanded consciousness for your humanity to be able to connect with other timelines as it expands on the timelessness aspect of time. We understand that it is slightly dichotomical for us to speak of time and timelessness at the same time. But from your physical reality and mind, you needed those structures to be able to advance in a sense and step away from one belief system of what time is and enter a new realm where time is malleable, flexible, to be able to enter the realm of timelessness of the now moment.
Thank you. Karen asks, she says, when we speak about creation, for me, it feels disempowering, like it happens outside of me. But I know that I am the creator. Why is this an edge or uncomfortable thing for me?
Yes. Perhaps you are seeing creation, you are defining creation from your physical, egoic, three-dimensional structured mind. You understand the intellectual aspect of what creation means. But living creation as you are the creator is a different concept. So perhaps you are slightly uncomfortable and there is resistance there because you're not ready yet to step into your own infinite power. And power in itself is powerful. It's grand. It's strong. It is has tons of energies. So begin co-creating a new reality, redefining the idea of creation that comes within you. Yes, everything emanates from your heart. Your heart is the portal of creation. Begin identifying with the energy of creation from your heart center, from the energetical aspect of it, from your consciousness energy level, and less with the mind. And allow that energy to deliver to you what it actually is. Allow that energy of creation to show you what creation really is, which essentially is you. But allow that energy from its own frequency and vibration to show you the path. Do not use your mind to try to understand something grander because your physical mind is not able to understand something beyond the physics. It's able to comprehend the intellectuality of such an idea, but not to be able, in a sense, to experience the infinite. In order for you to experience the idea of creation, be the energy of creation itself. Allow it to show you what creation is. You are the creator. You are the creation. Embody that energy and begin a beautiful journey of unfoldments of your own beautiful metamorphosis, in a sense, of your own creation.
Thank you, and thank you, and thankful for the people that are sending stars. Um, the Mariam is asking, what can you say about what will be coming in 2024?
Yes. From our perspective, from the way we see humanity, we have seen that you have evolved over the years. We've seen beautiful new openings and portals for your humanity, the ones that have chosen to expand, and even the ones that have not chosen to expand. No judgment there. You have a free will choice, remember, to expand or not expand in your free will within the grasp of your hands. But from our perspective, from our energies, what we feel, 2024 is going to be expansive on so many levels. So many levels. Many of you are going to awaken more beyond the idea of what you think you are awakened already. And the ones that have not awakened yet will get a glimpse of what that is. And there's going to be an acceleration of that awakening, meaning new concepts will seep and enter your mind that perhaps are new for the first time, but there's an instant recognition of what that energy is. And through that energy, you, in a sense, ride on the wings of the universe. You allow its energy to drive you to a new existence, a new paradigm of reality.
Thank you so much. Sebastian is asking, can you say something about Luminous Lord's role on Earth in this time, if you know something about this entity, Luminous Lord?
We are not familiar with that frequency and vibration, but the idea that it has the word luminous in it gives us an indication that is already expanded from light frequency in view. If you would like to elaborate more specifically, we are able to shed more light on that specific vibration and frequency.
Okay, thank you so much. James says, can the collective comment on the base of our galaxy's structure, in brackets, twin Fibonacci spirals intersecting, and what the structure means? Is this specific to our galaxy or wider universe? And give us an example of another structure used elsewhere in the multiverse and the difference in theme and how the galaxy manifests.
Yes. We may break the answer into two parts, and we may ask you to repeat this latter part of the question, but allow us to begin with the structure of the universe. The Fibonacci sequence is a permission slip for your physical mind. Again, it all goes back to your physical mind and what it's able to comprehend in its own limited structure. So from the perspective of the mind, of the human mind, the way that you see the infinite, the way that you see sacred geometry, which are repeating patterns within the geometric structure of the universe. Within the mind, you needed to be able to understand the beyond from a structured perspective. And the Fibonacci sequence gives you, in all these repeating patterns within the folds of the universe, gives you an idea of cohesiveness. That I am not floating in space with no specific meaning. You are all interconnected, intertwined constantly. From your perspective, you may see the Fibonacci sequence as a geometric structure, perhaps that is still. But from our perspective as energies, we understand that the beyond and the infinite is constantly revolving, constantly changing, constantly interweaving. So from our perspective, we see that Fibonacci sequence moving and moving and ever moving and moving into infinite structures of creation. And that's how creation in itself understands itself and expands more. Yes?
Yes. Is he saying, he's saying, is this specific to our galaxy or wider universe? And he says, and then give us an example of another structure used elsewhere in the multiverse. And how is that different in theme and how the galaxy manifests, if that makes sense.
Indeed. The idea of creation itself on a grander level is one specific way or equation, let's say, to make it easy for your mind to understand. But from your perspective as humans on your planet, in conjunction with your mind, the way that you see it is the relevant way to be able to understand it. But from your perspective, it may seem different from another species' perspective. Because as you begin living the consciousness that you are and step away from your physical mind and limitation, you are able to see creation itself and those geometric structures from a different lens and perspectives. From our world, where we are, where we emanate and exist, our essence literally are these intertwining lines of light, of color, and of sound frequencies that not only go through our, in a sense, physical light body world, but it seeps into the fabric of other universes, timelines, and the folds of creation. So it is an inter complex, interdimensional intertwining of all of these energies, all of these atoms, in a sense, that are constantly together, constantly connected. Never, ever, ever are they disconnected. And through that connection of all, through all the timelines, if you will, through the folds of the universes, through creation itself, is where, in a sense, your mind is expanding. The more that you expand your mind, you will begin seeing that Fibonacci sequence on Earth from that perspective expand, and you'll be able to see it from another being's view and perspective. And from their perspective, they are able to manipulate those energies because they understand and they have a knowing of connection. They are the connection, the connectedness of these geometric lines, of the Fibonacci sequence. And through their will, through their intention, they are able to manipulate and create whatever they choose.
Hmm. Thank you. Christina wants to know, what can we do to connect more with the Mantis Collective along with the rest of the galactic family of light?
We love your question. Because the way that we see it, in order for you begin to connect with all, you need to begin seeing yourself as the light beings that you are, the light body of existence itself, that you are a facet, a little shard of God, of creation, of source, of all that is. The moment you know beyond understanding through the mind, the moment you resonate the frequency and vibration that I am a light being, I am that facet of God, I am God itself, and everything else around me, whether it's a rock, a river, a human, an animal, the wind, the sun, galaxies, orbs, you name it, they're all also light. They're all also part of creation. They're all also God. And through our collective pieces of the puzzle that have chosen to be that version of themselves, when you know that everything is God, then you have the openness and the connection and the portal to connect to any being of your choosing. Because in that moment, you are validating every expression of that being, the way that they chose to express themselves. I chose to express ourselves, us as mantis beings. The channel chose to express himself as this human. You chose to express yourself as a human. The rock decided to choose itself as a rock. When you begin seeing that, it integrates the pieces of the puzzle into the wholeness of who you are. And through that knowing that you are whole, that all these different pieces that seem different than who I am, that contain the illusion that they are separate from me. When you know there is no separation there, then you have the power and the free will choice to choose the piece of the puzzle that you want to connect with, any being of your choosing. So begin with that aspect that you are one with all and all is one. And that will allow you the opening and the portal to connect with any being of your choosing.
Mm, thank you so much. Yeah, Ian would like to know if Toni also channels the praying mantis light language, and if so, if you could do an example.
We are grateful for the being to ask that question because the channel has already received three messages from three channelers that he should write light language. And he has written and practiced a bit. He has not spoken light language yet. He has played around with the idea, but to him, writing light language may be more relevant in his lifetime. And we are happy to instruct the channel to show you, when we bring him back, a few examples of the light language that he has written.
Hmm, thank you. Renee would like to ask how and who created you, and how did you come to be?
Yes. Source itself created us. Source decided one day, in a sense, to split itself into two pieces. And for the first time, Source was able to see itself as self. Because as one source, as one holistic being, there is no contrast for that being to be able to understand self. But when it decided to split itself into two pieces, it was able to see itself for the first time. And from that idea began a trickle effect of those facets. It began fracturizing itself into many, 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 many pieces in order to see itself from the infinite perspective. So we, in a sense, came from source. We, in a sense, there was no consciousness from our beingness to become that energy. And we are still learning through our expandedness, through our interactions with you and interactions with other beings, where we specifically emanated from, the pinpoint time. We are not there yet, but we are expanding through you.
Thank you. Can you shed a bit more light on what we as humans know to be the Big Bang? What is the Big Bang from your perspective?
Yes. The Big Bang is an antiquated idea of limited way to see what we just described. And it is ironic that we just kind of answered that question by the image of source itself. From our perspective, from the way that you see it, Big Bang is the first split off that energy source decided. Because in order for such a split off to occur, there needs to be intense energy for that split off to happen. So that the awareness of self, the Big Bang, is kind of, in a sense, the first creation of self, but not creation of God or source itself. And from our level, as expanded as you may think we are, there is even infinite expansion beyond us. And we do not know the answer of, in a sense, the first big bang of creation, how Source created him or herself or itself. All that we know from our perspective is energy has always existed in one way or another. Energy has always been part of isness, reality.
Mm, yes. Jeremy asks, can our 3D form learn new abilities? For example, as Christ consciousness, it was said that Christ's light could heal instantly through intention.
Yes. What you are learning more and more is that your biological physical body is a Merkaba of light. is a vehicle of light. And what you call junk DNA or other DNA within your body that you may think are not functional or have no purpose, you are learning more and more that every cell in your body, every DNA within your body, blood, bones, organs, every little atom that is within your physical structure literally is a supercomputer. And you are learning to tap into that. It is not as if you need to create a new supercomputer. You are already the supercomputer, but you're unaware of its ability. You are unaware how vast and infinite and powerful it is. But as you expand through your consciousness, as you tap into different ideas, new ideas of expansion, it allows you the remembrance of your power. And activations occur through that remembrance that allows you to tap into your own infinite power for healing, for change, for alteration, for anything that you desire. Everything is within your heart. Begin using your heart as the fuel for expansion. Allow it to tap into your essence, into your beingness, into your atoms within your body, and speak to it. Build a relationship with it. Tell it that I know you are powerful. Remind me which parts that I need to awaken in order for me to activate whatever I choose to activate. Be proactive in your own activations because you are powerful to begin with. You simply forgot.
Mm, thank you. Um, Karen says, is the next step on expansion for me, sorry, is the next step on expansion for me the study of quantum spirituality?
Should your heart lead you to that concept, then go with it because your heart never leads you astray. Should you be thinking with your three-dimensional mind that the next step of delving into the quantum will lead me to enlightenment, perhaps you may not find the answer there. Allow your heart to guide you. Allow your heart to be the portal of opening. Should there be excitement and passion through that idea, then yes. But our dearest child, allow us to tell you that expansion occurs in this now moment in every awakening moment of your existence. And awakening and expansion isn't necessarily always from the positive perspective of the spectrum of perspectives. Anytime you go through a challenge, for example, that is awakening. Anytime you go through a neutral state of beingness, that is awakening. Anytime you go through a positive, quote unquote, awakened way, view perspective, that is awakening. You are awakening with every choice that you make with no judgment. Every mistake that you think is a mistake was never a mistake to begin with. It is enlightenment, it is expansion, it is awakening. So begin seeing every choice that you make, every passion that leads you to this direction or that direction, even if it stops the next day, is awakening. It is the continuation of learning and expanding is awakening itself. There is no destination. The journey itself is the awakening. Yes?
Mm, thank you so much. Um, just talking about color, how can we harness the power of color in our creative endeavors and also in our spiritual practices? Are there specific colors that bring about specific reactions or changes within us?
You see, from our perspective, we see color and creation from a different lens, from an expanded view. But we understand from your dimension, your three-dimensional existence, and in addition to that, to your societal's belief systems, that your eyes, your physical eyes, are able to see certain colors that you have placed on a spectrum of color. Our suggestion to you is don't focus much on which color means what. Don't limit yourself that the color yellow, for instance, gives the result of such. The color blue gives the result of such. Begin seeing color as energy, frequency, and vibration, and begin building a connection with that color to allow your eyes to see what your eyes cannot see through your limited mind. So go backwards in a sense. Go to the intention of connecting with a new idea of color and allow that energy from a consciousness level to bring you the awakening of what color is. Because from your three-dimensional limited mind, your eyes, your mind isn't able to comprehend what is unlimited. So go to that energy of unlimited color and bring it back. Allow it to teach you. Allow it to show you through your eyes a new set of colors and what they tie to, in a sense, should you want to go that direction. Yes?
Yes, thank you. Sebastian says, do you have any suggestions for me as a channeler? So, any suggestions for him as a channeler, Sebastian?
Any suggestions for him to channel better or to be in a channeled state?
To channel better, I would say, yes.
Is he the timekeeper?
Um, no, he was the luminous Lord.
Ah. Connect with the idea of time. And should time be a limitation in your mind, relinquish that idea. Begin going into the idea of timelessness. Because when you are within the energy of timelessness, you are able to connect with all. And through that opening and connection, flow comes through. You use your imagination to allow you to decipher the information that is coming through. Allow imagination to be your conduit of connection.
Yeah.
But time is relevant for that being. There is a sense that we feel a restriction of time of some sort. That's why we asked about time initially, because we feel that through his mind, the way that he has defined time, it has restricting his ability as an illusion. There is no restriction. He has caused himself the idea of restriction that he wouldn't be able to channel or cannot channel or isn't tapping into a better conduit and frequency. Know that you are, know that you can, know that you are already channeling but unaware that you are. And allow time to slip away from you for you to be in a timeless state of infinite connection.
Thank you very much. You mentioned imagination. It happens to be my word. This is a personal question. It happens to be my word this year. Why? I'm not sure what to do with imagination aside, obviously, from imagining a possible future. But is there something that you can expand on this idea that my word is imagination this year?
Yes. You see, imagination from the view of your mind, and we go back to your three-dimensional mind, it is so limited in the way that it understands the infinite. As you say the word imagination, we get the feeling that as you imagine, whatever I'm imagining is not real. When reality is, imagination literally is the pathway and the conduit to show you what already exists out there that you haven't tapped into. So as you lay down in your bed, or you're driving your car, or you're taking a shower, and your mind goes off and imagines realities, imagines ideas, imagines feelings and existences, In that moment of imagination, you are not creating something new. You are simply tapping into something that already exists in the fabric of the universe. It is almost as if your frequency has shifted and changed, that it connected with the frequency of that imagination that allowed your physical mind to see beyond its limitation. So know that as you're imagining, those new ideas, new concepts, new feelings are real, already are created in the universe. It is not a new creation of such. It is already there. And you are simply connecting with that energy that became relevant to you, revealed to you by the universe. So know that those things are real, are in a sense, are solid, have already been created. You just simply weren't aware of them yet. So there's no, relinquish the idea of, also, there is that aspect with imagination that is something intangible. It is something so far away. It is something I have to work so hard to get or reveal or whatever the case may be, that limited aspect of it. Know that the moment you imagine it and you see something in your mind, it is right there for you to relish, right there for you to bring into this reality, right there for you to create and be part of your existence. There is no creation of such. It has already been created for you. You are simply tapping into that frequency to allow it to be revealed.
Okay, thank you. Olivia says, what about divine timing? Is there any insights that beings can speak to? How to align with divine timing?
You see, listen to the way that the questions are posed. How do I connect with divine timing? It feels to us as if you separated yourself from time itself. You separated yourself from the idea of what divine timing is. You are divine timing. You are forever connected. The less you separate yourself from any concept, the more you are able to be in the now moment and experience that concept. So begin seeing yourself as the divine. Begin seeing yourself that every moment of existence, every now moment is divine, that everything is already interconnected. There is no disconnection and then all of a sudden a reconnection. There is always a connection. There's simply an awareness of that connection or a disawareness of such a connection. So integrate those concepts and live the energy essence of that concept. Relinquish the idea of what divine timing means from your physical mind and connect with the frequency, vibration, and the essence of what divine timing means. Because we go back to the Fibonacci sequence idea and the geometric interconnectedness complex intertwined world. It is always intertwined with angles, with geometry. That connection is always there. You are simply bringing a focus to certain parts so you can see and be aware.
Yeah, thank you. Linda wants to know, she says, speaking of time, it appears to me that what once felt like linear time no longer feels the same. I feel as if, and I hear this from many, time has become meaningless as it once was. Can you elaborate more on how time will change for the human collective?
Indeed. What this being is experiencing is a shift of reality. She is slipping in and out of what you call time. But you see, as we say the word time, we feel that you are seeing time as an objective thing. There is no time. What's happening is she is slipping away from the definition of what time is, and she is relinquishing the power and control of what that limited definition is, and it's allowing the idea of time to be infinite. So as your humanity rises, as you work on yourself to rise vibrationally, the idea of time will slip away. The idea of spending, for example, 3 or 4 hours doing something you're passionate in, and then when you wake up or come to it, you realize 5 or 6 hours passed by when it felt like 30 minutes. That is a slippage of time. Your humanity will begin being in that moment of the now moment, and less of the it is 12 o'clock now, it is 12:05, it is 12:15. They'll be they'll become a new idea of intermalleability of existence itself. And in that moment of the lost time, if you will, the irony of it is nothing was lost because you're in the now moment the whole time. You are aging less. So with that idea of time, your humanity will be able to live longer physically as well. Because that limitation of what time is has become less and less powerful in your physical mind. Because everything you think, everything you feel creates your reality. And if you begin believing and knowing that I live in a timeless state, your physical body follows and it lives longer, healthier, youther, more youth.
Mm, thank you so much. Adrian says, how far, I'm just going to rephrase it a little bit. Um, in our timeline, when will we have first contact with another race, and then how much further down the line will we have contact with the praying mantis, if that is coming?
Yes. Your humanity has already been in contact, as you know, with many races. Many of them you do not know because your government is involved and they have made specific rules and regulations of such contact. But the ones that are not working with the government or involved with that part of your creation already have access to those beings. You see, contact in itself, again, it is not an exterior thing. Again, the definition of contact is almost as if these exterior beings that are going to come to Mother Earth, there is that distance of separation. True contact begins within. When you know that you are interconnected with everything, when you know that you are divine beings and those beings are divine beings, and both of us are part of God. It is your frequency and vibration of knowing that you are them, they are you, both of you are God, that will allow you the portal of invite, allows you the portal of contact, personal contact. In terms of collective contact as your humanity as a whole, that is down the line. Your individual humans need to have reached a specific level of that knowingness for the collective to be able to receive such. Because when you are able to be in that frequency and vibration, that means you're ready for contact, but your neighbor may not be, your cousin may not be, your coworker may not be. But begin with self. Begin with your contact within yourself by integrating yourself and others back into oneness. And through that, the portal opens for your desire of contact. And in terms of the praying mantis collective or the praying mantises, that is ways down the road. Because essentially we are energy beings and are not physical. But when we have appeared to your humans on this earth, and we have a few times, we needed to shift our vibration and frequency, in a sense, change our vibration and frequency in order for you to be able to visually see us from a physical perspective. So there has been a few contacts with your humans by the praying mantises, but in terms of a us landing as a collective here, that will be ways down the road.
Thank you. I think we're just going to end with one last question. If you can maybe give us some suggestions or tips on meditations that we can do to connect more with our higher selves and even potentially with the Praying Mantis collective.
Indeed. Allow us to share a advice with you. Your society has defined meditation from the perspective of quieting your mind. We are of a different belief. We believe that through your limited mind, you are able to access the beyond. So as you go into meditation, and if you feel or see that you're having a challenge to quiet the mind, use your mind, use the power of imagination to bring to you the idea of meditation, to bring to you the idea of calm, to bring to you the idea of I'm in the now moment. Do not fight your physical mind and force it to be quiet, because your physical mind is not designed to be quiet. Use it as a tool to bring the energy of quietness within. And when you are really in a meditative state, you are able to feel the now moment of quiet and the now moment of noise. And in terms of the Praying Mantis Collective, again, you are a powerful being. It is your choice, by your free will choice, to connect with any being of your choosing. Simply make that intention and open up your heart and allow them to show you how they will come into your life. Invite them to be part of you, because they are loving beings. All mantises, all races of mantises are loving beings. And we would love to connect with you on that level. Invite us in, invite us in, invite us in.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions?
No, that's it. Thank you. Thank you. I think we can bring Toni back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time.
With our unconditional love, our infinite bright white light, we thank you for this co creation, this beautiful integration of oneness. Thank you for allowing us to see your perspective, and thank you for seeing our perspective. As through this co creation, Source learns more about itself. With our unconditional love and our open heart, we bring the channel back and we go back to our Antares galaxy.
Welcome. Welcome back.
Thank, thank you, thank you.
How are you feeling?
Oh my goodness, I went to bed. Like, you know how you wake up and your eyes are like so
Yeah.
shut?
Wow.
Oh
Well,
my
thank you.
goodness.
Thank you so much. There's just
Thank
so
you,
much
thank
stuff coming through. I need to re-listen to that. It was, yeah. Oh, and then electricity came back here. Um, well, thank you, Toni. It was just so wonderful. I'd like to remind everybody. Well, first, I want to thank everybody. Thank you so much for all your questions. It was really beautiful and valuable. I'm so sorry if there were one or two I couldn't ask. It is a little bit hard for me to follow and to try and understand anything and also listen and pay attention. So sorry if I missed one or two. But thank you, everybody, for watching. Really appreciate it. Toni, that's wonderful. Just to remind everyone that anybody can book a session with you through Oracle at oracle.com. Just look for Toni. And yeah, any parting words, Toni, for everyone?
Apart from thank you for this, like thank you for trusting them, thank you for giving me this platform. Uh, we are all love. We are love. We are all, there's no disconnection. Like I'm speaking to Huenu, she's me. You guys are speaking to me. We're all one. Just begin seeing your world from that perspective, and that alone will change everything. And just a parting little praying mantis call to say hi, bye guys, we love you. Anyhow, that's another
We
story. But
love you, Toni.
I just felt called. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you once again. We will be live in 2 weeks' time on Instagram, same time, same idea, but on Instagram. And I should remember who it is, but I don't. Anyway, we'll be talking about, and then next month, the first Sunday of every month, we're also back on Facebook at this time, and there'll be a different theme. So thanks, everyone. Thanks, Toni,
Thank
and we'll see
you.
you next time.
Bye, guys. Bye.